In this video presentation I shall discuss the general broad questions and answers from RK Narayan's Leela's friend. Now my dear students, I welcome you to my educational channel. The name of my educational channel is Priyankar Datta. Here you will find video presentations on English language and literature of school level, college level as well as of competitive examinations. Now let us move to the main focus of this video presentation. The first question is, how would you justify the title of RK Narayan's Leela's friend? The answer to the question is, the title of Narayan's story comprises two words. The first word, Leelas, raises our curiosity about the identity of Leela. The second word, friend, makes us inquisitive about this friend of Leela. In order to know the answers of these questions, one goes through the story. This is what a title does. Expectedly, the story answers these questions. The answer to the first question is that Leela is a 5-year-old girl. The answer to the second question is that Siddha is this friend. The story under review pivots around the friendship of Leela and Siddha. Thus, one can conclude that the title of Narayan's story is appropriate. The next question is, what is the theme of RK Narayan's Leela's friend? The answer to the question is, RK Narayan's Leela's friend deals with the relationship between the master and the servant. Very often the master exploits the servant because the latter has to do the work badly. Not only that, the servant is exposed to inhuman behavior. The missing of an object is looked upon as an act of theft purely upon conjecture. Expectedly, the servant is accused as the thief. Most importantly, the servant is not reappointed even after the real nature of the incident becomes evident and thus his innocence is established. The instinctive faith of the children in the servant fails to change the prejudiced attitude of the elders to the servant. The next question is, how does RK Narayan's Leela's friend open? The answer to the question is, RK Narayan's Leela's friend opens with the employment of Siddha as the servant of the Sivasankar household. At first, Mr Sivasankar asks him some questions about his work under his previous employer. The answers Siddha gives to them cannot satisfy him. So, he calls his wife. Siddha appears to her to be somewhat better than the previous servants of their family. Thus, the matter seems undecided. Then Leela, the daughter of the Sivasankar couple, comes and gives her impulsive consent in employing Siddha even without being asked. As a major responsibility of Siddha is going to be looking after Leela, her opinion incidentally ensures the employment of Siddha. The next question is, comment on the ending of RK Narayan's Leela's friend. The answer to the question is, towards the end of Leela's friend, Siddha is put to jail on the accusation of theft. Thereafter, the supposed stolen chain is found inside the tamarind pot of the kitchen. Thus, the incident of theft proves to be a mere case of missing and at the same time Siddha's innocence is established. Mr Sivasankar decides to inform the inspector about the incident. However, he considers social prestige to be more important than morality and so decides not to re-employ Siddha. Thus, Siddha suffers and that too quite unjustly. Out and out the bond of friendship between Leela and Siddha is broken forever due to this enforced separation between the two. The next question is, how would you assess Leela's friend as a short story? The answer to the question is, Narayan's Leela's Friend is a short story because it fulfills all the major characteristics of a short story. First, it has a moderate length. Secondly, it focuses on a single incident, the missing of Leela's gold chain to be exact. Thirdly, it has a limited number of characters, 4 main characters besides the police inspector and the constable. Fourthly, only the main characters have been developed and that too up to a certain level. Finally, there is a sense of incompleteness. Precisely speaking, after reading the story, the readers want to know what will happen to Siddha now that Mr Sivasankar has decided not to re-employ him. The next question is, how would you assess the character of Leela? The answer to the question is, Leela is the pivotal point of Narayan's, Leela's friend. She is instinctive enough to feel that Siddha should be employed. Her belief in the trace of the moon on the board suggests her childishness. Her playing the role of a teacher to Siddha suggests that she is not temperamentally different from other children of her age. Her unusual attachment to Siddha suggests her psychological detachment from her parents. Thus, she becomes a pitiable figure. However, the forte of her character is her instinctive faith in the innocence of Siddha. The ending of the story, apart from establishing her childish forgetfulness, evinces the triumph of this faith on her part. The next question is, how would you assess the character of Siddha? The answer to the question is, Siddha is an important character of Narayan's, Leela's friend. He is dutiful as a servant and friendly as a playmate. So, neither the Sivasankar couple nor Leela has anything to complain against him. Excruciating poverty has made him a servant. Therefore, he does not take to heart Mrs Sivasankar's neglectful attitude and abusive words. In short, he has a heart of gold. Therefore, it is a matter of pity that he is accused as a thief, and that too purely upon conjecture. Expectedly, the supposed theft proves to be a case of mere missing. Still, he is deprived of poetic justice as Mr Sivasankar decides not to re-employ him. The next question is, how would you assess the character of Mr Sivasankar? The answer to the question is, Mr Sivasankar is an important character of Leela's friend. As the head of the Sivasankar family, his worry about the servant problem is natural. However, his indecision about employing Siddha does not befit this position. The contract he makes with Siddha presents him as shrewd. His lodging a complaint against Siddha is too hasty to be supported. His accepting the inspector's opinion about Siddha suggests that he has no faith in his own power of judgment. His casual nature about the matter, informing the inspector about the discovery of the gold chain, is an indirect injustice to Siddha. Most importantly, his decision of not re-employing Siddha suggests his moral vacuity. The next question is, how would you assess the character of Mrs Sivasankar? The answer to the question is, Mrs Sivasankar is an important character of RK Narayan's, Leela's friend. Her indecision in the matter of employing Siddha is not at all expected. The proximity of Leela and Siddha suggests her mental detachment from Leela. Her threatening of Siddha by mentioning the police is a kind of psychological torture. Her incapacity as Leela's playmate is exposed at the night Siddha runs away. Her materialistic self comes to the fore in her desire to get back the gold chain at any cost. It is true that she indirectly establishes the innocence of Siddha. It does not, however, justify her passivity in her husband's decision of not re-employing Siddha. The final question is, what message is conveyed by Mr Sivasankar's final words in the story? In any case, we couldn't have kept a criminal like him in the house. The answer to the question is, at the end of RK Narayan's Leela's friend, Mr Sivasankar decides not to re-employ Siddha as the servant of his house. It has become evident to him that Siddha is not a thief. Moreover, he has not found any element of criminality Siddha, though the inspector has said otherwise about him. In this situation, Mr Sivasankar should not have any reason for not re-employing him. However, his deciding otherwise suggests that he is guided by middle-class sentiment in which social prestige becomes more important than the core of morality. Out and out, the latent inhumanity of Mr Sivasankar becomes evident through this incident. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and comment to encourage us. Please like and share our videos. Visit our site https://priyankadatta.com for study materials. Thank you. In this video